Yo, what's up? It's your boy Richard Woody. You know what I mean? For those who don't know, aka Sir Kango, Philly boy, all the above. You know what I mean? I'd like to just give a shout out to my man Mike Sims putting together this hot little DVD. You know what I mean? We're gonna run through the history of Garland hip hop and the whole nine. You're gonna hear about people that you can never heard about before, you ain't heard about in a long time. So on that note, I'm gonna take a few minutes and let you know my interpretation of what I saw. You know what I mean? Now me, I'm a Philly dude, born and raised, you know what I'm saying? Now from like 79 to 83 living in Philly, hip hop was really just booming up. It was coming, it went from, you know what I mean, having a hot little cassette tape of some dude to being able to come across a nice little vinyl of this kid, you know what I'm saying? And this is how it was though, you know what I mean? But you had cats like Funky Four, you had Us Girls, Shy Rock, Debbie D, Lisa Lee, you had like Treacherous Three, you had Schoolie D, you know what I mean? You had cats like that. So hip hop was still just kind of underground. Wasn't no radio play or nothing. You just happened to, you know what I mean, word of mouth it. You know what I mean? And whoever had a copy of that, you was that business until somebody else in your area got a copy. You know what I mean? Or one of the DJs got it. So I mean, it was all lovely back then. It was just kind of cats getting together just for the love of the music. You know what I mean, just wanting to party and kick it, and didn't want to hear stuff that our parents listened to. It was decent. We still had some of the Rick Jameses and all that. But this was a music that we was into. Like, yo, this hip hop is where it should be. You know what I mean? So that's how it went down. You know what I'm saying? So yo, bust this around '83. My mom threw a curveball in my life, moved me out to Texas. Now I'm thinking, I ain't never heard nothing about Texas. I was a Cowboy fan, quiet as cat back then, because I used to love Tony Dorsett. But little did I know I was going to be in a small ass town that didn't even have a bus system. You know what I'm saying? So going to Garland, it was like, yo, a big ass culture shock. You out here and you ain't really got nothing that you can really just kind of do. There's no buses there. You got a recreational center there. You got a big ass park. This is on the east side where I lived at. And on the east side, anybody will tell you that's as hood as it's going to get. You know what I'm saying? For Garland. You had to have a little change to live over in the South Garland area, a little change to live in the North Garland area. But the east side, nigga come with a plan and be a bitch ass nigga. Yeah, you got a chance to survive it, baby. So yeah, that's how it was though. But I mean, there were people out there who, I mean, even though our income brackets was kind of lower than the normal, cats still had their own pride, and you wasn't coming through downplaying nobody, just riffing and bullshitting. And you know what I'm saying? The east side was the east side, man. I loved it. I mean, you earn a lot of stripes growing up there. You make a lot of friends and family. It's just that typical small town type feeling. But me being a East Coast dude, wasn't no hip hop down there, no none of that. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, it's the one dudes, man. Sylvia Robinson, you know what I'm saying? Sugar Hill Gang. That really started getting like nationwide play or whatever. So if you had a black radio station in your city, then that was the only rap you was hearing. So me sliding into it, I'm in like seventh and eighth grade or whatever. I know all the lyrics to damn near every rap album that they've never heard of, and even some that, you know what I'm saying, that they did hear, the two or three that they did hear. So I was as the cat that first could actually rap these songs. So when I'm at Austin Middle School, I'm the dude that's standing around and I'm rapping Your Mama and I'm rapping the Sugar Hill Gang or whatnot, and then as time went on, I started really just kind of rapping like the Funky Floor, because people started saying, oh, I could rap. But little did they know, no, I could rap other people's shit, but I wasn't writing nothing. You know what I mean? I'm just biting my ass off because nobody had never heard it. You know what I'm saying? I would go back to Philly and just get all the underground music and shit and bring it back of people who never made it on the radio. So yeah, I could rip them off and I was cool. But when the eighth grade hit, you know what I'm saying, you really start trying to move around a little. So they start having like little teen clubs out there and whatnot. So what happens is we used to go to Kimberland Park on Sundays. And back then, you would have just nothing but your blues, your R&B, and some rock playing. All the older cats and shit, my older brothers and sisters and people like that. And, I mean, cats like the first DJ I knew out there was Junior King. You know what I'm saying? And he was the first cat that was a party DJ. You could come through and just get it in. You know what I mean? So as far as DJs is concerned, the oldest DJ I know out there is Junior King. You know what I mean? Now, when it came to just breaking and all that, that wasn't really, you know what I'm saying, the thing. You had like one group, and they was pop lockers, and that was Buster and the Funketeers, the Disco Funketeers. That was like the first hip hop breakdance. Well, they weren't a breakdance group. That was the first hip hop dance group in Garland. You know, and Cass used to look at them dudes like, man, y'all crazy. What are they doing? You know, it was entertainment. You know what I mean? Cass had seen like Rerun and the Lockers and, you know, stuff like that. So, yeah, when these cats came in and was doing their thing and whatnot, hey, they stood out. You know what I mean? So after this go into play, everybody really starts kind of getting into rap. You got your Yo MTV Raps kicking off. You know, you got fucking Run DMC on the radio now. You got the Fat Boys. You got all of them. So yeah, you're starting to see crews and groups and whatnot. So now all of a sudden everybody's springing up. Now we formed a group on the east side. Well, actually Bryce and Michael Sims, Bryce Reed and Michael Sims, they started the group called Force 2. And it was all strictly break dancers. You know what I mean? They had this chick Sabrina. Oh, not Sabrina. No. You had JoJo, and then you had I can't think of this other chick named Stacy. You know what I'm saying? You had them two in there. And shit, I would come through and was just kind of rap. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't the dancing type dude. So while everybody else is on there doing their little floor routines and popping and locking, I'm over on the side just rapping. You know, we started running around with the monogram Puma suits on, and that was before anybody really started doing that out there. You know, so we tried to get it in, man. And then I tried to call myself forming a group with my cousin Myron, another rapper, you know what I mean? He was my cousin from Philly that lived across the street from me, so we was Kango and Devastated, the kings of hip-hop. Never really performed this shit. It was the type shit to where our biggest shows would be like fucking basketball games in the bleachers or somewhere, or, you know what I mean? Being over some broad's house and shit, and they be like, oh, you rap? Be like, yeah, me and my cousin, we get it in, and, you know what I'm saying, we rip it off and shit, but yeah, after a while, I mean, I just started going around and being known for rapping. So now you got people on the north side of Garland. They got their own little MCs over there. You know what I mean? Then you got people over here on the south side of Garland. They got their own little MCs over there. So now the thing is, you got to battle Richard Woody. You know what I mean? Because I done built up the little East Side Posse clique. Me, my man Sonny King, you know what I'm saying? My man Turk, Andrew, fucking Fred, everybody. You know what I mean? We had the whole East Side in effect. You know, if you was on the East Side, then we ran together. When we went to the teen clubs, like Coon Tosh, when it popped off, I mean, we was the first ones to pop that off, just in case anybody else didn't know. We started going like 10 deep when there was all white boys there, and then by us just mobbing it and asking, can we get on the mic and breaking and shit for the white people who never seen it anywhere but on the videos. Yeah, it was a rap. We was a hit up in there, so you already know how shit go like that. You get 2 or 3 niggas there, hey, the rest of us coming, baby. So yeah, we end up turning that into like the ultimate Garland teen club. So you got Dallas niggas coming through, you got Richardson niggas coming through, you know what I mean, Mesquite, everybody like, yo, Plano, yeah, let's go to Garland, let's go to Coontosh. That was like the poppin'est teen club out and about. And yeah, us on the east side, nigga, the original east side posse in Force 2, we started all that. So all y'all that remember Coontosh and whatnot, yeah, we was the ones that blessed that out for y'all, you know what I mean? But the thing was, though, when you came to Garland, you better come with it, baby. You know what I'm saying? They start having like battles up there. Everybody wanted to come to Garland and battle Richard Woody. Everybody wanted to come in and see what the East Side Posse was about. You know what I'm saying? And we also had some of the sexiest females. I mean, it was hands down. You know what I mean? Richardson couldn't hang, Lake Highlands. But back then, come on, man. Garland had the flyest, downest, hardest females, man. So yeah, everybody wanted to see what Garland was about. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's really how hip hop in Garland really, motherfuckers outside of Garland started really knowing about Garland. You know what I'm saying? Other than like niggas that went to the pen, you know what I'm saying? But shit other than just crime and a nigga doing some dumb shit from Garland, I mean, I think that's kind of really when people started really looking like, damn, this little small town and shit, you know, these cats is trying to do it. Now you still have basketball, niggas like Mookie and all them and Richard Derrick and, you know what I'm saying? All these cats was holding it down long before I came and shit to put Garland on the map technically. But musically, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's where they really got in and shit, you know what I'm saying? But it was all good. I'm proud to say we held our crown at Coontosh. I think we only took 1 L And then that was against some niggas called the Fresh Ones. It was a bunch of cornball niggas from New York and shit who came and threw a monkey wrench because they had a couple of albums that I didn't have and shit. So they kind of threw a routine together that I wasn't on and shit. But yeah, like, good to say we was a good 99 and 0 at Kuntas and shit. You know what I'm saying? So from there we went over to, I mean, well, needless to say, just like anything else and shit, you get too many black people there, the niggas start coming in, and yeah, grand opening, grand closing is going to be within like a year and a half. But Kunchas, it served its purpose, you know what I'm saying? So afterwards, we move over to Richardson. I mean, at Hot Wheels, they start turning their little skating rink into a teen club. Okay, this new territory for us. So, yeah, we go over there, serve niggas up in the whole nine and shit. Garland get on the map some more, you know. So, we after that, we was kind of stuck with just like the local house party scene. Now, being hip-hop heads, when we think of house party, it ain't on none of that. Okay, we gonna go and we gonna get liquor. We gonna set the light. No, we was b-boys, broke ass b-boys. So our version of a block party or a house party was this: I'm gonna get out of school. I'm gonna go to Sonny King's crib on Garden. We're gonna pull the garage up, move big ass speakers, turntables, microphones, all that shit out there. That's it. And after that, we gonna sit back, kid, and we gonna get busy all fucking day long till his mom tell us to stop or it gets too damn late. And that's all we did. By fucking an hour after we turned the music on and I get to grabbing the mic and ripping and spitting, yo, you got like the whole fucking neighborhood there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we did that shit until his mom was like, yo, enough is enough. So you know us. We gonna take it up to the park. We b-boys. Just like they back in New York and shit, everybody went to the parks and plugged the shit up in the little sockets and they represented. Yo, kid, I made sure my boys in Dallas did the same thing. So now you got like 10, 15 cats walking speakers, turntables, all this shit like 2 blocks to the damn big ass park, and we setting up over there getting it in. You know what I'm saying? And that shit rolled out for about a good year and a half. You know what I'm saying? But it was a standing ground in which, like I said, with everything else that we do in Garland, once it gets out there, you're going to have cats from everywhere coming to kick it. You know what I mean? So, you know, we brought a lot of cats around to Garland to come on Sundays to kick it at Kimberlin Park and, you know what I mean, check out the little freestyle battles and things of that nature. Because if you was a rapper back then, you had to freestyle. Wasn't nobody really, you know what I'm saying, doing songs and whatnot because you couldn't battle with something that you wrote. You know, you could kind of like throw a line here and there, but with something that you wrote, if somebody's at one battle and then they see you at another battle, they're going to be like, yo, he said that last week, especially if it was an ill-ass line. So the only thing you could do was come off the top of the dome with it, you know? So, you know what I mean? It was all good, though, man. Everybody really just had to have skills. If you was going to get into what we was doing, if you was getting into hip-hop back then, you really had to practice at your craft. It wasn't like nowadays, you just know a cat with a beat machine and, I mean, you're just like, all right, I'm going to write this rhyme for you. Nah, we wasn't that. It was about originality, you know. So as time went on, it was no other real new people on the east side getting it in. So I decide, all right, man, you got Salt and Pepper, you got all these other females out here, B. Let's go on and get a nice little female group out here. So hands down, for all y'all who didn't know, the first female rap group in Garland, Texas was Sugar and Spice and DJ Lady Divine. That's VT, Ramitra Wafer, and Take, Misty Hart. But yeah, they got it in though. They represented, man. They really wasn't really deep off into the hip hop, but they loved the culture and they were B girls. You know, they were. I was trying to make them rappers, but they was just B girls, man. But they held their own. You know what I'm saying? Ripped it out, showed and proved. There was no other females that could really fuck with them, and nobody ever tried to diss them. Nobody other females ever tried to battle them. So, like I could say, hands down, they was the first ones to wear the crown. They was the only females that never get their crown taken from their ass, and they held it down. So peace to the queens. You know what I'm saying? Respect due, man. I love y'all for that, man. You know, y'all part of fucking history. But needless to say, man, in order to really make it out there, you really had to kind of get outside of Garland. You know, so as cats got older, you know, we started really just kind of hitting up Bachman Lake and shit like that, you know, later in high school when we got to the point where niggas was getting their little permits and, I mean, Pops had the extra car, you can use that for the, I mean, go do what you want to do. And since the lake was a daytime event, yeah, it was good, though. You piece up on the gas and you go out to the lake. So I mean, after you get out there, you start meeting a lot of people and shit. With me just having all these Garland East Side cats with me, we started meeting other cats who was from back east. You know what I'm saying? My man K-Son Bass and all of them who end up forming IGP. You know what I'm saying? Who put on Erica Badu. Basically, that's what it was. We was all one big organization called IGP back then. Erica was back then with us, but she was called she was with Apples and TJ. That was the name of their group. She wasn't Erica Badu then. But yeah, we represented for Garland and held it down and shit, because everywhere we went, Caps was like, yo, you nice with yours, your crew was nice, y'all some thorough type dudes, where the fuck y'all from? And then when niggas would get to spitting that, yo, yeah, I'm a Philly nigga, I know that, but where you live at? Some people's, you know, so it was wild though. I mean, the love that you had with me when it was hands down, those started really to be a business, you know, because these brothers bring like these heads kind of promote them with them. We was the niggas opening up. It's like, yo, dude, you make public, let me open up for, you know. So that's how that went for a long time, folks, man. You know, and by being backstage and being with the cast that's putting it, you start really learning the business end of it, you know. And up until that point, man, it was something I loved doing, and it got me out of trouble, you know what I'm saying, and kept a little girlies on my jock and the whole nine and shit, and man, it was just what it was. But then I run across Garland, just I can honestly say, when it comes to record labels, the first ever record label in Garland have Success Productions. So big ups to my man Willie Fresh, my man Michael Sharp, K. Cole, Miss V, you know what I'm saying, the whole clique, Cottonmouth, Dizzy Def, you know, all of man, y'all came in and showed that business side of it, man. Put it like this, when it came to Garland, Fresh Rock was the original Death Row Records, you know what I'm saying, because, yeah, we was on our own thing, doing our own thing, and just because we were who we were, knew who we knew, yeah, our name and our rep was out there, and we had skills for days, but these others took it a step further. Their organization went on within the clubs, the promoters, you know, they had the connection with the radios, you know what I'm saying, they motherfuckers was doing college tours, and, you know, it was a organized business. It wasn't cats just getting by on being slick and, you know what I'm saying, smoking a bean with a nigga like, yo, can I come down and spit something at the show next week or whatever. Nah, they took it and showed it from a business perspective, man. And I learned a lot with them brothers, man. I went on tours, you know what I mean, at the colleges, and just had mad fun with them, man. You know, it was a nice little collective unit. You know what I mean? We worked as a unit and the whole nine. And yeah, a lot of us didn't know the business part of it back then. So when we saw like K. Cole and Miss V headlining, and we felt as though, you know what I'm saying, we were better than them, we should be the headliners. Nah, it didn't matter. I mean, we didn't understand that, dude, it's just a blessing to be there. And rather you go on first or last, your performance is going to stand on what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter who was the last one to go up or the first one to go up, because I done did shit since then, and the opening act been better than the main performer. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was a lot of our problems back then and shit. So it caused a lot of us to really just kind of implode, and Fresh Rock imploded with it, you know. And I wish we would have knew then what we knew now, man. We'd probably been a big ass success, you know. But shit, after that, kid, you know, time goes on and shit. So after that, I come back to Garland, and you still got little cats here and there, whatever, but there's nobody really doing nothing. You didn't really have clubs and none of that shit. It wasn't like back in the day when hip-hop first started, you know what I mean, the Fault in the Boys throwing the parties at the White Rack and shit, and we up in there getting it in to fucking breakdancing over Rick James, and you know what I'm saying? There wasn't none of that no more, you know. It wasn't no meet up at the Rack, kid, and we gonna battle, you know. Nah, everybody was on smooth gangster shit, because hip-hop was taking a turn. It was starting to mature, and it was starting to go deeper underground. You know, as it were before, when it originated, it talked about the surface of the underground. You know, it talked about, okay, I'm living in poverty-stricken environments type shit, you know, broken glass everywhere, niggas pissing on the streets like they just don't care, can't take the smell, I can't take the noise, I ain't got no money to move out, like I said, I got no choice. I mean, that was like the original. But you had individuals who talked about what was going on. Now, when gangster rap came in, you had motherfuckers who felt the effects of that. So it wasn't no more, you know what I'm saying, broken glass everywhere. It's like, no, I'm the little kid that had to play on that broken glass, you know what I'm saying? And I refused to accept it like my parents did, like times was going to get better. So I'm going to improve myself by any means necessary. So you get the drugs to come into place, no longer the rich man high with the coke and shit. And, you know, it changed life as we knew it. You know what I mean? And as black life change and black perspective, then so has black music, because our music has always been the way that we reflected what we did, how we, so what we were going through, how we felt, and the whole nine. So yeah, as times go on, each generation is going to learn to express themselves a lot differently. I mean, they're going to be more outspoken. I mean, and that's just how it fell into play. I don't fault nobody from the gangster rap era. That was a rise and fall of a lot of great men because of the sign of the times. Individuals fed up and hearing, okay, I ain't the only one like that, and you know, it was just like, yo, kid, we saw the ass of the world. And I mean, I fell victim to that as well. And a lot of other brothers I know fell victim to it. And it killed a lot of hip hop and musical pioneers, man. You know, not in the sense of just the fact that mainstream started pushing the negative side of hip hop as opposed to the positive side. Nah, because cats still had the underground. You know, you still had somewhere to go. There was still positive people in this world. But it killed pioneers in the sense of a lot of them fell victim to the streets. You know, it's like, okay, to where once I was that 16, 17-year-old dude loving this music and just rapping everywhere, just looking to perform or whatnot. Now I'm 20 with a kid, you know what I'm saying, and all I've ever known was this music, and now I gotta go get a job, you know, and I don't know how to fill out a damn application. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, we got, I don't know, it's just like we got indoctrinated because started hearing more of the negative side of what was going on in the world, you know, and it reflected us with our music, you know, and it just made us become that generation. They didn't know where we were going. A lot of our parents when we were younger and uncles and elders were into the pro-black, respect black movement and all that. Yeah, they came through and drugged everybody up. So by the time we got to we was 14, 15, and the people that would give us advice when we were younger, these guys is smoked out now, and you know what I'm saying, they drunks, and you know their physical appearance is not something that we want up to. So therefore, we're not willing to listen to the intellectual side of it. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, man, it changed the whole concept of what Garland was. You know, then you got movies like Colors and shit like that, to where, you know, you can come and say I'm part of a gang. You had to get on the show and prove that you was one of them type dudes. Now you can say I'm a Crip, I'm a Blood, I'm a Folks, or whatever, and then you got 30 cats say the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, our thinking changed. So yeah, what we did changed as a people. You know, so now you got fucking the hip hop movement going into gangster rap. Now the gangster rap, it goes into just being commercialized, because they took gangster rap, and once it got to a point to where nobody feared it anymore, they pushed it as a gimmick. You know what I'm saying? And once that happened, it was a wrap. It was the doors open for anybody who felt as though they wanted to be a rapper. It wasn't even an MC no more. It was a rapper. I'm just going to say something a bunch of times over a beat, and then that's going to be it. You know, and you got people, and this is what they do, and they disguise it as hip hop. But at the same time, you to the point to where music on the overall, man, is based on artistic creativity now. Hip hop is something that's influence of certain songs now. You never hear a song and people say, oh, that's a hip hop song. No, you'll hear hip hop influence in everything. And that's how times are now. You know, I go back to Garland now, and I see a lot of cats, you know what I'm saying? I go and see like my nephew's basketball game or football game. You see cats over there rapping and the whole nine. And I mean, I sit back and I be thinking to myself, do y'all even know where any of this started? Do y'all know, you know what I'm saying, the history of why Garland has respect for who, you know what I mean, for being Garland? You know what I'm saying? Outside of the penitentiary and outside of the basketball shit, when it comes to music and Garland, there's a lot of people who paved the way, man. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of clubs that paved the way. I wish if we can get back to a 360 and get away from rap and go back to hip hop, but it is what it is. So, you know, I know a lot of the new generation cats out there now. You know what I'm saying? My man Action, you know, and my man, who else out there? New school type dude that I like, man. And I think it's going to be a nice little hip hop type dude. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my man Roy De Leon. You know what I'm saying? He's another cat that was kind of generation under us, but he stayed true to the hip hop era. He could have went gangster and all that. You know, it was a wild ride. I mean, hip hop went from me being in Garland, being awesome just for the love of it, hyping the party, to gangsters, to pimps, to commercial gimmicks now, you know, to where you can't turn on your fucking TV and not see hip hop on a commercial selling the whitest product that a nigga never buy. They gonna have some banging ass hip hop in the back. You can turn on any sporting events. Next time you're watching your local favorite team and shit, and they doing the little interviews, listen to what they're playing in the arenas. It's hip hop, man. You know, it's hip hop every fucking way. No matter where we go, no matter what the influence is. When it comes, yeah. Hip hop has always been something that, yeah, they ran with the big boys. They may have been a little bit slower, but they was able. Like this. Peace. Check me out. B-Boy Committee, Facebook. Next born. That's your man. Yo, respect due, son. To all my niggas, all my fallen soldiers, Big Bill, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, kid. One love, man. Yo, Mike, I'm out of here, B. Peace.